Compassion Now Network for All, in short CNN4All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, presents this week's breaking news in wellness and in health for all people and all professionals. Good day. I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete. Before I was the president of Bethel House of Refuge, I was the president of a commercial construction company. I like that title, Doc.
Yep.
Operating in Central Illinois. I, with my wife Stephanie, who works at the University of Illinois in the Electrical and Computing Engineering Department as a travel specialist, reside in Farmer City. This fellow right here in the nice suit and the pink shirt is my good friend and my co-host, the resident expert, Dr. Alex Rama-Zachariah. Doc is also a medical professor and, as I mentioned, the CEO of CNN4All International. Recently, Doc was the chief medical officer at Provena, now President's United Medical Center in Danville, Illinois. Previous to that, he was the dean of one of the top 12 medical colleges in India out of 300. Christian Medical College in Ludhiana, India. Doc and his wife Prema, also a retired physician and a professor. They were 43 years at Christian Medical College in Ludhiana. First as medical students, then as faculty until they retired in 2000. They now live in Urbana, where they've resided since 2005. Doc, great resume, a lot of information. We need you here. We need your input and your thoughts about this stuff, but I need you to tell the people what we're here doing, what we're talking about.
Welcome. This is not medical advice. This is for your info only. You may mention this information to your physician, and you may even ask your physician to watch this.
Come on, Doc. And if he would, invite him to watch with us. If you want to communicate with us, you can do that at breaking news at CNN4All.com. That's breaking news at CNN4All.com.
Yes. And this particular session, we are focusing on diabetes and diet.
Now, you know, obesity and diabetes
they
are
linked.
like brothers.
There's
a definite link.
Or sisters.
Yes, or sisters. All right, let's get right to it.
Yeah.
Diet, lifestyle advice for those with diabetes should be no different from that of the general public. The study suggests that lifestyle advice for people with diabetes shouldn't be different for the what they give to the general public, although those with diabetes may benefit more from the same advice.
The research from Germany was published in the journal Diabetologia in October 2013. Unsurprisingly, the researchers found that mortality was sort of high, of course, higher in those with diabetes. And so this is very important what they eat.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what we've been saying all this time. And
what they eat.
Well, it appears
that makes the difference.
You bet that the intake of the things we're talking about, fruit groups, is more. Fruits, veggies, legumes, nuts, seeds, pasta, poultry, and vegetable oil are more detrimental.
Yes.
Soft drinks, butter, margarine, cake, cookies.
Yes.
Those are pork makers.
Yes.
With respect to the mortality risk in people with diabetes, that means you have to manage your diet, your intake, right?
And also soft drinks.
Oh.
Even diet soft drinks.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, diet soft drinks are probably worse with the aspartame and the things.
And all the other things dumped into it.
You know what? I like water.
Well, just simple.
You bet.
The best drink in the world.
That's right.
Can never improve.
Now, check this out, Doc. I'm sure you know this, being a physician, that kidney disease accounts for the most increased risk of dying early among diabetics. They have kidney problems. 1 in every 10 Americans has diabetes, and a third or more of those with the condition will develop kidney disease. It may be possible to live longer and a healthier life with diabetes, but once kidney disease develops, the risk of dying prematurely increases significantly. You do not want to get to that line.
According to the study published in the Journal of American Society of Nephrology, JASN 2013, the findings have significant clinical implications for the prevention and treatment of kidney disease in people with diabetes. Found that even in the medically complex patients with type 2, that is adult diabetes, kidney disease is a very powerful predictor of premature death. You know, that means good control, good diet, and good exercise.
You bet. I got a friend of mine that's
Yes.
in some of them, and he has kidney problems, liver problems, you know, and it's really has made just living difficult for him.
Yes, yes.
Well,
So get on with the early,
Yeah.
get on with the, in terms of
taking care of yourself,
good,
right?
yeah, good diabetic control,
You bet.
exercise.
All right, now here's something else that they've discovered. Diabetes plus depression equals increased risk of death. The review that they did found this is so. People living with diabetes who also have untreated depression are at an increased risk of early death.
Both are diabetes, depression. This according to a new review published in the journal General Hospital Psychiatry 2013. More than 42,000 patients with type 1 or type 2 adult and children diabetes depression were analyzed in the review. The reviewers discovered that depression was associated with 1.5-fold increase in the risk of dying.
That's way high.
Yeah.
All right, well, the encouraging news is that depression is highly treatable condition, and depression treatment should be included in the overall diabetes care strategy, right?
So also diabetes is highly treatable.
Right, and depression with diabetes is treatable, and you just have to know that you have to check it out for yourself. Okay, younger women with type 2 diabetes face higher risk of heart disease. Type 2 diabetes independently, by itself, increases the risk of heart disease in premenopausal women.
This adult type 2 diabetes, according to a study presented at the American Heart Association High Blood Pressure Research Scientific Session, that 2013 conference. Heart disease is the leading cause of death among women in the United States and is caused by the gradual building of plaque in the arteries.
Right, and that's the prevalence of type 2 diabetes increasing in the United States, and it's a major risk factor for heart attacks
and stroke.
And, heart disease, the leading cause of death in America.
Yes, and so everything that is associated with diabetes.
Doc, the thing about diabetes is treatable. Rapid reversal of diabetes after gastric banding surgery. That's the old. Clinical researchers from Sydney, Australia, have shown that a form of weight loss surgery known as gastric banding, where they tie up your stomach, right, brings about a reversal of diabetes in some patients, and dramatic improvement of glucose tolerance in others within 12 weeks. Man, that's huge.
Yeah, this was published in the journal Diabetologia 2013. Gastric binding involved placing an inflatable ring between the esophagus and stomach, making it possible to eat only small amounts of food slowly. This is the first study to show such dramatic benefits within 2 weeks of using gastric banding, and down the road in 3 months, presto, weight loss.
Well, you know, eat fast.
And diabetes control.
You eat fast, you eat a lot, right?
Yeah, yes.
That's why you got to chew your food.
Yes.
My friend here was telling me that. Type 1 diabetes in children in urban environments skyrockets, increased by 70% in children under 5. Over the past 2 decades, the incidence of type 1 diabetes in very young children under age 5 has increased by 70% in Philadelphia.
You know, breastfeeding, this is a good answer. This is according to research from University of Pennsylvania School of Nursing published in the journal Diabetes Care 2013. The most rapid increase in children's diabetes and before the age of 5 requires immediate attention.
Yeah, you got to get right on it. Because isn't it going to, if it's untreated, it's going to blow into type 2?
Yes.
Okay, daily steps add up for a midlife woman's health. That means walk. Walk, jog, run. More than 6,000 or more steps a day, no matter how, it adds up to a healthier life for midlife women. The level of physical activity decreases the risk of diabetes and metabolic syndrome, a diabetes precursor, and a risk for cardiovascular disease.
Yes.
Exercise more.
Yes. The study published in the journal Menopause, the journal of the North American Menopause Society. This study was shown that habitual physical activity whether it comes from exercising or just activities of daily living, has the power
Yeah.
to improve women's health.
I didn't know menopause had a society. That's interesting. Well, permanent stress can cause type 2 diabetes in men. Just stress. That's what this study suggests. Men who reported permanent stress, job stress, family stress, they have a significantly higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes than men who have no stress or minimal stress.
Yeah, this study was published in Diabetic Medicine 2013 and is a 35-year prospective follow-up study of 7,500 men in Gothenburg, in the University of Gothenburg in Sweden. The results show that men who have reported permanent stress had a 45%, almost half, high risk of developing diabetes compared with men who reported to have no or periodic stress.
Well, the study shows that the stress must be recognized as a preventable measure in the cause of diabetes. You got to recognize that stress is the culprit.
Yes.
And then you got to move to eliminate or minimize it.
Right.
So, all right. Local health departments find Twitter effective in spreading diabetes information. Not just the sports people. The web-based social media site, Twitter, is proving to be an effective tool for local health departments in disseminating health information, especially in promoting specific healthy behaviors.
That's encouraging, and something good coming out of this. The study was published in the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, electronic journal, Preventing Chronic Disease 2013. Social media reaches a large proportion of population, including low-income and minority groups that are often hard to reach.
You bet.
Yes.
Well, Doc, we see there's a lot of connection between
Yes.
our last week's program and this week's program about obesity and diabetes, and the suggestion. I think our good friend Dr. Ross coming in is going to do it again. You know, what did we say? He's more distinguished. He has more information. He says we got to be eating more fruits, blueberries, grapes, apples, significantly decrease and lower the risk of type 2 diabetes. That means this is a battle that we can win if we do what we're supposed to. Well, Dr. Ross is going to be back with us, right? He's going to give us some input from his more distinguished career, and we'll be right back.
My hero doesn't bat 500. Doesn't have an exciting job, doesn't drive an expensive SUV. My hero stood by my mom when she was pregnant, worked hard to help us, chose to have and love me. My hero? My dad.
If you're facing an unplanned pregnancy, learn more today about parenting or adoption. While there are unwanted pregnancies, there are no unwanted children.
Compassion Now Network for All, in short CNN4All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, USA, presents this week's breaking news in wellness and in health. I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete, and this could probably be called Dr. Z and Pete and Dr. Ross. Our guest with us, Dr. Ross Yoha, a more distinguished
Wait a minute.
medical expert. Well, you're distinguished and he's more distinguished.
Well, I am not distinguished.
That's right. And Dr. Z, Alex Rama Zachariah, doctor and medical professor, and our resident medical expert. See, Dr. Ross isn't going to displace you. So he may not know that, but we do. Well, welcome, Dr. Ross.
What did you say?
Nothing. I didn't say no.
Okay, all right. Okay.
We invite you to join our medical panel discussion and bring your wealth of medical expertise and advice for us. This week, we're going to be discussing diabetes and all of the fingers that come, the disease, the stress, and all of that, okay?
Eating.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Shoot.
Okay. First thing, this is what we've heard. Eating whole fruits are linked to a lower risk of type 2 diabetes, whole fruits, and that would probably be fresh and raw. Is that correct, Doctor?
Yeah, you're right. You asked me, not this guy.
Okay,
I'm the expert.
Sorry.
Okay.
More distinguished.
Yes. This is according to a new study from Harvard School of Public Health.
Harvard.
Yeah. You know where it is published? No. British medical journal.
Oh, my
that's a kind
goodness.
of top journal. You got it. And that eating more fruit. Eat more.
Here we go again.
Yes, eat
More
more.
fruits.
More of fruits, veggies, whole grains, good nuts on nuts. Okay, eat more fruits.
Oh yes, buddy, and I love fruits. Raspberries. I got raspberries in my freezer. Fresh raspberries.
Get me some next time.
Okay, I'll bring you one. Listen, you can eat them like a little raspberry popsicle.
I'd like
They
to
are
try that.
wonderful.
Would you get some?
Yes, I will do
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
Don't give this guy.
Okay.
all
Just
right,
me
all
and you, Dr.
That's
Ross.
right.
Okay. All right, I got another question, and I want to ask you if you concur. Women under 60 with diabetes, do they have a greater risk for heart disease?
You know, that's a good question. Brilliant. Anyway, people think that, women are protected. In a way, they are. But, there's a John Hopkins study published in the Journal of Diabetic Care 2013. They definitely showed that women, even older women with diabetes, are at a greater risk of heart disease because their protecting hormone is like estrogen, kind of protects against kind of heart disease, and that's kind of low.
So then there's a definite link between diabetes and heart disease.
That's correct.
And also a link with obesity, diabetes,
You got
and
it.
heart disease. Okay.
Diabetes is a disease.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, American
didn't know that.
American Medical Association declared in 2013 that diabetes is a disease. Obesity, sorry, I got it wrong. Diabetes is a disease, even a dummy like him knows. Me? I'm a dummy? Yeah.
Obesity is a disease.
Okay, see, you can be wrong at times. Well, don't correct me. Okay, it's a pleasure to correct you.
All right, listen.
No, obesity is a disease.
Right.
Diabetes need us. Hypertension, stroke, heart attack. These are all three dozens. Oh,
They're all linked, aren't they?
Yeah, they are all linked.
Well, there's another disease that's spread around. That's social media. Facebook and MySpace and Twitter and all of this stuff. You got Twitter account?
Oh, well, I have all of them.
Okay. All right, so this applies to you. It says that there's some local health departments that are using Twitter to spread information that is effective to spread information regarding health issues and those type of things. They're using Twitter. What do you think about that?
Very interesting. I was happy to know that.
Yeah.
That something good can come out of even that thing.
Oh, yeah. So I really do think it's a good thing that, they can just, you hit so many people in an instant of time.
And that is effective, and that's going to you will be seeing more and more Twitter, Facebook, all the social media can be effective tools for disease prevention.
You know what I heard
control.
too is that a lot of young mothers, as opposed to rushing into the emergency room, they're using the internet and some of these other social things to communicate with their physicians with symptoms and find out treatments without coming in, saving a little money.
So all this can be a blessing.
You bet. All right.
Any more questions?
I'm glad. Yeah, I got plenty of them.
Go ahead.
All right, tell me about this. Daily steps, more daily steps for women in midlife can affect their health in a very positive way.
It is. Then as they get older, tend to move less.
More sedentary?
Yeah, because with the children running around them, or they running after the children,
Yeah.
they move more. That's an interesting thought. Yeah, I always make interesting thoughts. Okay. All right. So they found that then just moving around.
Exercise, right?
8,000 steps or more can really help. Exercise more.
Yes, sir.
Walk, jog, run, bike.
Absolutely.
Treadmill,
Elliptical.
still soaked in
In
sweat.
sweat.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah. Here, I've also heard that permanent stress, like you're in a pretty stressful position.
Me? No, I'm relaxed.
Oh, you're cool.
I'm-
Your medical profession
I'm the
doesn't
cool
isn't
guy
stressful.
around here.
All right, so
I'm cool cat.
All right, some doctors, unlike you, are subject to a permanent stress, And this study seemed to suggest that
You know what?
permanent stress.
Iron Cool Cat, this guy is kind of stressed.
Oh my goodness. Well, it says it can cause type 2 diabetes. Did you hear anything about that?
Yes, that is the recent publication that just turned on stress, continued stress. It not only causes diabetes, it makes it worse.
Well, what does it do? It makes your hormones produce stress, affects the hormone production.
You know, you got that. You are brilliant. You know what? Stress and steroid.
Okay.
You know, steroid is a hormone that is produced when there is danger or stress. And so it goes in a vicious circle.
Well, there's so many things that are intertwined in the things we've been discussing. I want to know, I heard that this gastric binding, doctors have discovered that people with diabetes and have this gastric binding can begin to reverse the symptoms of type 2 diabetes in 2 weeks.
You know what? That study came from Australia.
Really?
And there are some fat guys there also, down under.
They're down under.
That's right, down under. And you know, they found out the effect you can see in 2 weeks, not only losing weight, but diabetes is getting under control.
Well, that's wonderful news, because I tell you what, diabetes is like a ball and a chain, especially type 2, where you have to have insulin injections.
And it is getting worse. So it is. I don't recommend everyone to do that surgery. They should exercise more and eat less.
Yeah. Well, you know, he was singing about obesity being a disease.
Eat less. You said eat more. Yeah, eat more of veggies, fruit, and whole grains. Go nuts on nuts. But eat less. Yes, eat less. Eat less fried food, starch, sugar. Say no to soda, salt.
That's about a major part of the American staple. Fried foods, sugar, starch, and soda pop.
And even diet soda pop is not good.
Man, folks, we got to get our minds right. If you want to live a long and healthy and a productive life, you've got to make some adjustments. You have to make adjustments in your diet, right, Doc?
Excellent.
Okay, now, here's another thing that we've heard and discussed, we've been talking about, with young women with type 2 diabetes being at a higher risk for heart attack.
Everyone is at a higher risk of heart attack. But, you know, young women, they think that because they have the hormone estrogen, they don't have, they have to worry about heart attack. It's not true, you know that?
Right.
Yeah, hormone estrogen does give some protection to heart disease. But if they're diabetic, that protection is gone.
Well, I tell you, this diabetes is all over the place in the U.S. It's unbelievable. What we also have discussed is that diabetes plus depression equals increased risk of death, early death.
Absolutely. So, obesity is a disease. Diabetes was
My goodness.
hypertension, stroke, heart attack. We must all treat ourselves. You know, when you treat yourself, you make a fool. There are two fools. Two fools? Yeah. One, you yourself, treating yourself as a patient and as a doctor. Oh, that way there are two fools. You got it. Yeah, you're getting smarter. Well, I'm trying to catch up with you. Okay. Now, obesity is a disease. Diabetes was hypertension, stroke, heart attack. We must all treat ourselves.
That's diabetes made worse. That means that people that are diabetic, they can really affect their own longevity and their health by making critical adjustments in their lifestyle. Is that correct?
Also, exercise more.
Exercise.
Yeah. What do we do? Walk, jog, run, bike.
Yeah.
Treadmill, elliptical. Hey, can you tell something about treadmill?
Listen,
elliptical?
I have, I've been having knee problems and I've been losing weight. I didn't know if you could notice. Did you notice, Doc?
I know. I congratulated you.
Oh, yeah.
That because you're looking thinner, healthier,
And
brighter, happier.
I feel better. And I tell you what I discovered. A bicycle
Yep.
and the elliptical is much less stressful on the knees and ankle joints, and you can be more productive in a vigorous exercise. Because I got to tell you, walking sometimes is a pain for me. If I have to walk 2 or 3 blocks, the last 2 blocks are misery.
You know what? What you got it perfectly right. Do nor or elliptical and biking. You know what? Down the road you can walk more.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Because I see people my age out like they're running, man. Like you. I mean, we're close to the same age.
Yeah, that's right.
Except your hair is black and mine's gray. You
That's
must have had a
correct.
life
That's
of
correct.
ease, Doc.
You not the 23?
Yeah, close. That's close. Well, listen, Doc, we so much appreciate your input. It's so necessary and valuable.
This guy's in truth or mine?
No, yours.
Oh,
Dr.
thank you. I
Yes.
want to make that sure. Everyone who is listening, that it's not this guy, it's not guy, I'm the one.
Okay, well, that's our more distinguished expert, Dr. Ross Yoha.
Thank you.
Our medical expertise gentleman here. Settle down, Ross.
No, please say less distinguished.
Oh, less distinguished medical expert is Dr. Alex Rama Zechariah, medical doctor and medical professor. And I'm just a plain old television guy. My name's Pete. This is Dr. Z. We're Dr. Z and
You're
Pete.
brilliant, man. You're
Yeah,
brilliant.
we're thankful for all the information that we've gotten from Science Daily. Also, we want to thank City of Urbana's UPTV production coordinator, Jason Liggett, the one, the only, Caleb Serpenis, our intern, and the UPTV station manager, Jake Schumacher. Also, the Chorister Fellowship in Tiruvala, Kerala, India, for the music score and the Hallelujah ending, which is very important. We want to say hallelujah to all of you. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next time.
Thank you.
Yep.